Welcome to Flawless Learning. So today we'll discuss about different topic which is a little bit advanced in SQL. As a freshers, it is a little bit advanced, but I want to get you know all the different kind of things in SQL. So first of all, let's get started. First of all, there is case statement. So case statements let you implement conditional logic directly in SQL. Okay, so they are great for dynamically grouping or categorizing data, making your queries smarter and more adaptable. Okay, so what is the example? Like if you want to create a age group that where age is greater than equals to 80 they are minor, and age is less than 60 they are adult, else senior, this kind of age group, like add conditional logic, so you will use that case statement. Okay, now let's go to indexes in SQL. There is a indexes. So what are indexes? So structure that improve query performance. Okay, and how they work? So basically they speed up data retrieval by creating pointers to row. So indexes are looking like books table of content, right? So there's if you open a book and there is a table of contents in previous in very first pages. Okay, so and enabling quick lookups, that what does the book contain, that we quick lookup, for quick lookup we will go for the table of contents. Like, so they drastically reduce query time by pointing directly to relevant rows, especially in large data set. So that's why indexes in SQL is needed. So create index, that is the command. So index name on employees, that is name. Okay, now there is a one more interesting, which is okay, I missed one slide, which is indexes. Okay, store, okay, so there is stored procedure, right? So what are stored procedure? Basically predefined SQL statements stored in the databases. Okay, so it enhances code reusability and performances. So stored procedure encapsulate SQL logic for reuse and efficiency. Now they are great for automatically repeated tasks and improving performance in application actually. Okay, so how can you store procedure? Like create procedure. So create procedure. Now get top customer, then begin, then select all the information from customer when sales greater than 10,000, then end. So that's the in stored procedure does. Okay, so basically you store that in the database, predefined SQL database. So here we create a procedure, we store the name of top customer. Okay, now there is triggers in SQL. So what is triggers in SQL? So basically action executed automatically on specific database events, right? So what does it mean? So basically triggers automate actions based on event like updates or deletion. Okay, now whenever you suppose there is a company policy and out there, so there is after some day the employees idea got changed. Okay, so this kind of thing. So there is a lot of employees in one company, right? So how can you change that specific on database event? So basically that's what trigger needed. It update for each row. So we just create a trigger, and there is some kind of command like this: for each row insert into log table. Now employee id action, that old employee id, and values new id, that is updated. So that kind of triggers, because if we go that okay one by one, you can't handle the database, right? Because there is a huge number of records. So that's why triggers are needed. So triggers executed that automatically on specific database events. Okay, now there is transactions in SQL. So what is transaction? There are key commands in SQL, that is commit, there then rollback, then save point. So commit is basically save changes permanently, then rollback which is undo changes, and there is save point which create a rollback checkpoint. Okay, so there is an example also, that being transaction. Now update accounts. Now set balance minus 500 where id equals to 1. ओके, सो दिस इज अपडेट द, now हम लोग ट्रांजेक्शन स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, सो बीइंग ट्रांजेक्शन एंड देन वी अपडेट अकाउंट दैट ओके, सपोज देयर इज अ बैलेंस इज 5000 and now balance is 4500, so how can you change update that? So हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि where the ID is 1, that account just said the balance, uh, mm, balance minus 500, okay, and after change you realize that no, we want to undo the changes. So how can you undo the changes? We use rollback, okay. Now there is CTEs, like common table expression. So basically what common table expression does, it CTEs are temporarily, like what are CTEs? It's temporary query result. Now there is an example like with imply CTC. So that's the command to creating a CTE, that is with. Now which want you that CTE name, like here is imply CTE, that want whatever you name you want, then as, then there is this, like why you use that city, this kind of thing. Basically our cities are temporary, now named result set that make your query modular and easier to read. They are great for breaking down complex logic. Basically suppose there is a query, I will show you in the next video also, that there is suppose there is a huge database, right, and we want to get, first of all we want to get the customer's name whose salary is suppose greater than 10,000, and then we want to rank that customer according to their salary structure. So how can you handle? You have to querying again and again, select that customer where salary greater than 1, then again rank over by partition by this kind of thing, which I have told you in the previous window section function and analytic function, this kind of thing. So basically what we have done here, to just write a customer name, and there we querying that okay, between this employee city, suppose there is employee city, and now select department ID and that average of salary as average salary from employee. now हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं कि डिपार्टमेंट आईडी के अनुसार हम लोग वो जो एवरेज सैलरी है वो एक जगह पे स्टोर कर रख रहे हैं, ठीक है, हम लोग स्टोर कर दे रहे हैं, and then we select the information from the employee city, okay, whenever you need it. But one thing, just keep it in your mind, the city is temporarily, ये नहीं है कि वो टेबल हमेशा के लिए रह जाए, वो जस्ट टेम्पररी अवेलेबल रहेगा जब तक तुम सेशन पर लॉग इन रहोगे, ठीक है. Now optimization technique. So how can you optimize your querying, because there is a lot of databases, and also after optimization, so how can you optimize your database, your query? So basically for indexes, for first lookups, we already told in the previous slide. Now avoid select star, because okay, it select star is fetches all the columns, right, but whenever you have a lot of database and a lot of record, so it time consuming, right, so we have to avoid select star, just fetch only required columns, then analyzing with explain or query plans, right. So basically क्या होता है ना कि जब लोग हम एनालाइज कर रहे हैं तो हम लोगों को वो करना चाहिए कि हम लोग क्या, मतलब हम लोगों का क्या चाहिए, ये हम लोगों को सबसे, जैसे कुछ देर पहले मैं अब लोगों को बोल रही थी कि हम लोगों को वो टॉप 10 कस्टमर चाहिए था, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग यू हैव टू बिफोर हैंड दैट ओके आई विल get that top customer using that CT or using that indexes, this kind of thing, so that before querying just analyze that what is your demand, okay. Now normalize table for efficiency and use joins instead of subqueries when possible. And क्या होता है ना, तुम लोग join भी कर चुके हो and subquery भी कर चुके हो, and now you understand what is the difference between join and subquery. Okay, you can also that joins multiple table using subquery, but subquery, writing a subquery is more difficult than joins, whereas join is like left join, right join, this kind of thing, you just there is one command, right, but whereas when you go for subqueries you have to write it that nested subquery, query under query, there is inner query, there is outer query, so it's most difficult to you, because if there is one kind of mistake is there, the code is not running there, they throws you error. So if there is possible, that join and subquery both are applicable, then go for join. Okay, so that kind of techniques, optimization technique. Now नो सिक्वल वर्सेस सिक्वल. सो अब लोग सुना ही होगे कि कुछ कुछ जो होते हैं, सिक्वल इज स्ट्रक्चर क्वेरी लैंग्वेज. ओके, एंड देर इज ऑल्सो नो सिक्वल ऑल्सो. इफ यू सी द वीडियो ऑफ माई रोड मैप ऑफ दिस career journey, then I will also in the advanced topic there is a section is NoSQL and there is MongoDB, this kind of thing. We handle that MongoDB. The SQL is handled by MySQL. Okay, so that kind of thing. Now, what is the difference between? So basically, structured data, tables, relationships is under SQL, and when there is the data is semi-structured or unstructured or flexible schema, so that is under the NoSQL. So when we use SQL, that is for transactional system, and NoSQL is for scalability and dynamic needs. Okay, ना रियल वर्ल्ड सिनेरियो. हम लोग बहुत सीक्वल के बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ चुके हैं अभी तक. सो व्हाट इज द रियल वर्ल्ड सिनेरियो? So basically, we retrieve the top performing employees, now analyze customer purchase pattern, optimize inventory based on sales trend, this kind of thing. Now SQL enables solving real life business problem. अभी नेक्स्ट डे हम लोग क्या करेंगे ना, डेटाबेस के ऊपर काम करेंगे. ओके, there is a server where database are default. There are different kind of database. Chinook database, there is not been database. So हम लोग क्या करेंगे, एक database को लेंगे जो business purpose के लिए, so business problem, and then we will handle that business problem effectively. Okay, so there is a mini project in the next video where I will detailed explain about how can you handle a real life database. Okay, and how can you code that solve the real life business problem. Okay, so that's all for today.